Good morning. My name is Charlena Pearson-Fieldsha, and I'm proud to serve as one of your prayer chaplains. And just to let you know, I'd like actually all of the prayer chaplains that are on duty besides myself to stand, please. Great. And prayer will be available immediately after the service in the Thalia. And we, of course, hold everything in strict confidentiality. The daily word phrase of the day is Christmas Day. The spirit of Christmas fills my soul. Today I take time to reflect on the holy birth and the joy and jubilation its spiritual message brings to me. As I celebrate the birth of Jesus, I celebrate the Christ presence within me. The welcome news is that the Christ light shines brightly through me as life, love, and peace. This divine light is the essence of my being. At any time, I can experience a new and joyful awakening. I experience Christmas of the heart. The spirit of love and joy remains with me as I return to my day, rested and renewed. I am at peace, one with the presence of pure being. The spirit of Christmas fills my soul. To you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign for you. You will find a child wrapped in the bands of cloth and lying in a manger. Luke 2:11-12. Thank you.
Jingle all the way, oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way, oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. We're dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. All the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. Oh, what fun it is to sing a sleigh song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way, oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and white. Misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifting bank, and then we got upset. Jingle all the way, oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle all the way, oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow white on this happy Christmas night. Off we go through the snow, bells are ringing, we'll be singing jingle bells, jing jangle, jingle bells, jing jangle, jingle bells, jing jangle, jingle bells, jingle bells, jing jangle, jingle bells, jingle bells, all the way on a one-horse open sleigh.
Spiritus is in the house, and so are all of we. Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday. My name is Lou Olivieri, and I serve as Director of Pastoral Care here at Unity of New York. And today is December 23rd, the fourth Sunday in Advent, Joy, as Charlena shared with us. And this is our Christmas service. And we have planned our wonderful service around this whole hour together. We have with us Voices in Unity, and as you saw, Spiritus is in the house. And our speaker today is our own spiritual leader, Reverend Britt Hall, and music minister of the Unity of New York. I think he deserves a round of applause. And of course, you are here. And a very nice hello to our Facebook community watching us live on Facebook. Just to notify you, you do have what we call the prayer bill online. Look at below the video, and you can follow along with the songs that we'll be doing in a few minutes, all the announcements and such. So welcome. So it's been a week, a very interesting week for me. I have a couple of things going on in my family, but in life in general. And I wanted to put together a couple of words surrounding joy, because I really want to feel the joy in this Christmas season. So if you'll allow me, I just want to share these two small paragraphs. Lately I've been reading and watching all the nightly news. Don't seem to find the rhyme or reason. I just want to sing the blues. Feels like a song that never stops. Sometimes feel like it's never gonna. But I gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. Though I may sometimes walk through the valley of the shadow of night, oh, with Christ by my side as me, I'm stepping into the light. I choose joy. I need that joy, joy, joy. Down in my heart to stay. The Christ within me is awakened today. I need that joy. I want that joy. I must remember that I am that joy. Down in my heart. It's down in my heart always. Now, I took that poem because, thank you. On Friday evening, we had our candlelight service, which was phenomenal. Our 9th one celebrated here at Unity of New York. You could also watch that on Facebook or go to our web and look at the media section. And Reverend Sean Monaghan's message was about the Christ awakened, enlivened in us. And today, Reverend Britt Hall will speak about a wonderful life. Yes, and isn't it? Don't get too excited about what I say, okay? Just please hold it down, okay? Now I want to ask, is anyone here first from another Unity? I just want to say hello to you. Yes, back. Where are you from?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Welcome to Atlanta. Atlanta North or Kennesaw? Know it well. Say hello to our community down there. Anybody else? Any other hands? Anybody here for the first? In the back. Yes, sir.
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Minneapolis. Reverend Pat. Yes. Reverend Pat Williamson. We know him well and love him a lot. Anyone here? Who else, please? Oh, yes, sir. Unity on the Bay? Okay, well, welcome home, sir. We welcome you here to Unity of New York, and Unity on the Bay is waiting for you. It's a fabulous, fabulous community down there. Anyone here for the first time? Yes? Where are you from, ma'am? What was that? 85th Street. Thank you for coming. And thank you for coming home to Unity of New York here, Symphony Space. Welcome home. Anybody else? Well, how about we just, you gotta stand up. Okay, there you go. Queens. Queens is in the house. Yes. I love when New York comes home to New York. Yes. Bermuda? Cuba. Cuba is in the house. Okay, you win the prize. And so does 85th Street. But how about we all get up and say Happy Sunday and a Merry Christmas to each other. And make sure you greet somebody you don't know.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kathy, and I am overjoyed to be of service here at Unity of New York. If everyone would take one seat and get a hold of your program. I have a few announcements to share with you. On the right side of the inside of your bulletin, it says, ring in the new year with Unity of New York. A week from today, we will have our Burning Bowl ceremony. And it says, out with the old. So it must be in with the new. You're on point. Yes. So come and let us release what no longer serves us and step into the happy new us. Amen? Amen? So join us next Sunday here at Symphony Space. And if you're like Kathy and you still have some shopping to do, I invite you to visit our bookstore. Miss Alberta is back there. We have beautiful prints and we have beautiful jewelry and all kinds of cards. Avail yourself of it. It's beautiful and it is unique. We have some fantastic talent right here at Unity of New York. So after service, go visit our bookstore. And if you look a little further down, it says the 2019 Winter Retreat, Quantum U, Dancing in the New Paradigm. I like to give myself a little something every year for Christmas. It's part of my self-care, yes. And sometimes I'm able to give myself a winter retreat. How many of you have been on winter retreat? Raise your hand. See, look around. If you want to give your retreat, give yourself a retreat, a gift that keeps on giving. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the gift of a Unity retreat. It will be led by our own Reverend Britt, along with Reverend Elizabeth Longo from Florida. I've been on retreat with both of them, and both of them at the same time. It is an amazing experience. It is in Connecticut. It's easy to get to. It's over President's Weekend. You don't have to worry about taking off Monday for many of you. It is an experience that not only deepens one's spiritual life, but it also broadens community. You meet people at retreat, you say hi to them here for a few seconds, but on retreat, you get a little deeper. You have more time to eat with each other and have workshops with each other and have fun with each other. And it's part of building community. And you come back renewed. You are never the same. I was never the same. And I feel like I'm reborn after every retreat. So in the back, there's a retreat table. Grab the sheet. It tells you everything that you need to know. You can work out a payment plan. We really want you to take time and join your Unity family on an experience that will bless you over and over and over again. Yes, Winter Retreat 2019. If you take a look at the front of your bulletin, we have our affirmation for today. And it says, the spirit of Christmas fills my soul. The spirit of Christmas fills my soul. Know that with me. The spirit of Christmas fills my soul. Yes, it does, no matter what else is happening. We're celebrating our Christmas service. And our speaker for today, as Louis said, is our own spiritual leader, music minister, the wearer of multiple hats, is Reverend Britt Hall. And Britt, I think we need a little more Christmas up in here.
Well, let's get it, Sister Kathy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Louis. You look good. Oh, sharks. Just something I pulled out of the closet in the dark this morning. Last night, the girls were going, red, black, silver, red, black, silver. I'm like, how about red, black, and white? Let's do that. Stand up. I want to get a better look at you. Hey, Holly, hey, y'all. Oh my God. Oh, if the Facebook Live wasn't over there, You can't see everyone waving. Can they? Can you give it? Okay. Wave, hi. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. A little bit early. You know, something's missing though. We haven't sung yet. Right? Don't sit down unless you gotta get your bulletin. Because it's spiritual, it's gonna help us a little bit. We gotta do some Christmas carols. They're all familiar, but they're also all in your bulletin. I don't know if you can read them unless you have your Lindsay Wagner Bionic eyeballs with you. Font's a little bit small, but oh dear God. Ray, stand up. Stand next to this. From my perspective, I was looking at the lights on this and went, oh my God, they blend right in with Ray. Right. Ray Arachi. See what I did there with Arachi means? Yeah, you got it. Hey, you guys. I know we didn't go through this, but we all know Christmas carols, so hit it. Help us out. Help us out. Joy to the world is of birth. Sing out, please. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room.
And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
Speaking of joy, the final theme of Advent. We had a really beautiful time together Friday night at the candlelight service. Clap if you were there. I know that obviously some of you were there, and I know that a number of you were not. So I think that we should share a little piece of that evening with you, just so you have a flavor of how special it was. Asia, where? Asia. Will you come help me out? Get us started, man. Rock star. Asia Bennett. Where's Leah? Leah. Okay, now you can't stand behind here because people will just see this lovely thing on the top of your head. Okay. Will you share that again? Okay, wait a minute. Here. Oh, okay. Someone's on TV.
And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. And then an angel of the Lord stood before them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them. But they were so afraid. But the angel said to them, "Fear not. Behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord. This will be a sign unto you. You will find a child wrapped in swaddling clothes and lying in a manger." And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, and goodwill towards men." And that's the meaning of Christmas.
Asia, rock star, defend the standing ovation here. She said that's the meaning of Christmas. I'll see you guys at brunch. We're done. That's a lot of cute. There's a lot of cute going on. Love the dress. You were like Merry Christmas. So an old man in Phoenix calls his son in New York, right here in New York, and he says, "I hate to ruin your day, but your mother and I are divorcing. 45 years of misery is plenty." "And Pop, what are you talking about?" the son screams. "We can't stand the sight of each other anymore," the old man said. "We're sick and tired of each other, and I'm sick and tired of talking about this, so you can call your sister in Chicago and tell her." And he hangs up. Frantic, the son calls his sister, who explodes on the phone. "Like heck, they're getting a divorce. I'll take care of this." So she gets on the phone. She calls her dad in Phoenix immediately, and she screams at the old man, "You are not getting divorced. Don't do a single thing until I get there. I'm calling my brother back, and we'll both be there tomorrow. Until then, don't do a thing. Do you hear me?" And she hangs up. And the old man hangs up the phone, and he turns to his wife, and he says, "Okay, they're coming home for Christmas and paying their own way." You gotta do what you gotta do. Laughter, relating to it. And at Christmas, it just seems to be easier to see the wonder of things, doesn't it? There's just an energy. But is the wonder really in the things, or is it in us? I think it's both. Certainly things take on a special wonder at Christmas with all the beauty and the sparkle of lights and festive decorations. And they seem to get better every year, don't they, with technology? Especially in New York, Christmas trees are all around the city. There's beauty and power in the candlelight, as all of you who were there Friday night know very well. Wreaths in the windows, decorations on the lampposts in every neighborhood. I always love to look at those, to see wherever I am and look up. They're from Little Italy to Harlem to Chelsea. They're all very different. Chelsea has colored lights of rainbow colors. I'm kidding. And then there are the shop windows at Saks and Bergdorf's, and the tree at Rockefeller Center. Have you seen the tree this year? It's beautiful. The lights are different. It's got to be the technology, the lights. There are more lights. They're different. The star is beautiful, and I'm told that star weighs 900 pounds on the top of that tree. That makes me feel better. But it's as if God gift wraps the entire world, especially in New York City. Christmas has the power to quicken our sense of wonder because it turns us into children. And children have a wonderful sense of wonder, don't they? Think back to the Christmas of your childhood, to a good one. Or better yet, just feel the wonder of it. Feel the wonder of it in your heart right now. Touch your heart. Touch your heart. Send a signal to your heart and feel that sense of wonder. Just let it come forth. Can you remember what waiting for Christmas was like? It's hard to find words for that feeling. Hope, expectation, a pretty big word for a kid, depending on the age. Desire, a longing so intense you could hardly believe that the day was ever going to arrive. Remember that feeling? Excitement, dreams spawning more dreams of Santa Claus, the North Pole, reindeer, bicycles, record players, 8-track tapes, LPs. The new Hanes underwear my grandmother gave me every year, and 10,000 other excitable things. And I had countless dreams of a white Christmas when I was a kid because I grew up with green Christmases in Florida. And I remember there were also those doubts that were sowed into my mind as well, like if I misbehaved, on Christmas morning, I would find coal in my stocking instead of gifts. And since I often misbehaved, I knew this clearly was not true. This threat really didn't hold water. And I have many Christmases to substantiate that fact. And besides, coal couldn't be, we didn't have coal in Florida, and it couldn't be too bad. They were Frosty the Snowman's eyeballs. So I thought it was pretty cool. Santa, though, he was not punishing. Santa showed up no matter what. And maybe this is one small reason I believe in a God who is infinite forgiveness and loving kindness. And always under the tree, there were not all, but there were certainly plenty of the things that I had hoped for and wished for and written Santa Claus about to make me still certain, these many years later, that Christmas still holds the power and the possibility of wonder. That's what I don't want to forget. A little boy named Billy was overheard while opening his presents one Christmas morning. I'm glad Jesus wasn't born on February 29th. And there. Christmas isn't getting things, because Christmas is not things at all. We know this. I certainly have memories of Christmases that were not all Hallmark cards and Hallmark movies wrapped in a pretty bow. There have been some tough Decembers in my 58 years on planet Earth. But still, Christmas is believing. It's magical, it's hoping, it's dreaming. It's a holy holiday to humanity's dreams and hopes. And that's why Christmas is, first of all, the Christmas story. Christmas is the birth of Christ. Christ in us. The birth of Christ is the birth of humanity's best dream and highest hope. Because there was no room in the inn, there was a stable. And there, Mary the mother bent over the manger, watching her baby asleep in the hay. The animals in the stalls, perhaps wiser than humankind, knelt down in awe and adoration, as legend has it. Shepherds left their flocks and came from the fields. Wise men came from lands far away. They followed the brightest star that was said to have ever shone. Angels sang in the skies by the stable, singing of peace to an earth without peace. Sound familiar? They sang of goodwill to all people. All people. And the Christmas story still holds hope for all of us. The wise men, come on, they were probably too wise to believe in angels, but they followed a star anyway, and that star led them to the truth, with a capital T, the truth we talk about all the time here in Unity, the truth that cannot be changed, it cannot be moved. And when the shepherds came looking for the truth, they brought their wonder. It was all they had. There's that word again, wonder. Whether you have a wise man's mind or a shepherd's heart, I invite you to take a look at Christmas this year. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Tuesday is Christmas Day on the calendar. And to take a look at Christmas with fresh eyes, with a new sense of wonder. In James Dillard Freeman's poem, If Every Day Were Christmas, it says, if every day were Christmas, how different life would be. If not one day, but all the year were ruled by charity. Had we the faith in miracles a child has Christmas morn, each day would be love's manger and Christ would be reborn in us again to change and heal our outworn wars and ways. Had we a child's or shepherd's gift for wonderment and praise. Yet every day is Christmas when we learned to live by God's law, learned not how to get, but only how to give. And like a child can wonder, and like a child can pray, but have the grown-up wisdom to give ourselves away.
Children we believe. wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Every man would have a friend, that right would always win, and love would never end. This is my Christmas list. This is my only lifelong wish. This is my grown-up Christmas list.
Christmas will always be in the hearts of God's children everywhere as they extend a helping hand to a friend in need, as they go about reflecting God's goodness and the little quiet and unheralded experiences of a loving heart, as they share the light of the world with those who live in the darkness, said Jane Hillsman in her poem, Christmas. Thank you, Leo. And each year, the traditional Christmas story stirs believers and non-believers alike, not only because it celebrates the birth of the Christ child, the baby who grew into the man whose life and teachings changed the course of history and shaped the mind and culture of the Western world, but also because it appeals to the very depths of our own being. It stirs us because the Christ child represents the higher self, the true self of every one of us. That child is within us and in our depths. We know that at some time we are destined to take the mystical trip to our own inner Bethlehem, the birthplace of our own higher self. And on a metaphysical level, the story is an invitation to a mystical journey to the place within ourselves where we can find the full humanity in our own divinity, the inner Christ of our higher self. The higher self is called the Christ because the word Christ comes from a Greek word for anointed or chosen. The Hebrew equivalent is Messiah. And either word denotes the image of God, the spiritual idea or the pattern for the self of every human being, male and female. And in that sense, each of us is chosen to express the image of God. The image of God within imbues us with life and intelligence and internally connects us to the source of all power and substance. Mary, the mother of Jesus, is obviously a prominent and important part of the Christmas story. There would not be one without her. Now, metaphysically, interpreted within the soul, Mary, the Virgin Mother, represents a pure state of mind that ponders spiritual things in her heart and believes in revelations from angels and messengers from God. In other words, Mary went to unity. And she represents the soul. She represents faith as well as clarity and stillness and receptivity. These are qualities, all of these qualities are qualities that each of us can cultivate to experience that sacred moment when we give birth to the Christ. When we become aware of our own divine nature. And we do this when we slow down for a bit and we pay attention to what's going on inside of us. And it is a very real discipline to do that at this time of year, is it not? Things are hurried. The days seem to speed up right now, very much reflected in the shortness of daylight at this time of year. It feels like we're going to run out of time every day, doesn't it? Like the days are just speeding up. But when we close our eyes, take a few deep breaths. Take a deep breath now. And feel that breath of God. It's a conscious breath of God. Take another one and let your shoulders fall a little further down from your ears. And when we do this, and we get still for just a moment or three, it's amazing what we can find. We remember the things that really are important to us when we stop, don't we? All we need is that moment. And we might also discover that there is a Christ child that lives inside of us, waiting to be expressed in our own unique and individual way. Let me tell you another story of long ago. The Creator gathered all of creation and said, I want to hide something from the humans until they are ready for it. It is the knowledge that they are divine and they create their own reality. Give it to me, said the salmon. I will hide it on the bottom of the sea. No, said the Creator. One day, those humans will go to the bottom of the ocean and they will find it. Give it to me, said the bear. I will take it into the mountain. No, said the Creator. One day they will dig into the mountains and they will find it before they are ready. Give it to me, said the eagle. I will take it to the moon. They will never find it there. No, said the Creator. One day they will go to the moon and they will find it even there before they are ready. And then Grandmother Mole rose, and everyone became very quiet. They knew that although she had no physical eyes, Grandmother Mole lives in the very heart of Mother Earth, and she sees with spiritual eyes. Put it inside them, she said. It is done, said the Creator. You are God's greatest miracle. You. And you have inside you the spark of divinity that has always made you one with your Creator. Always. And there really is a reason that this simple story of a birth in a manger that lasted over 2,000 years is still with us. I know there are years when it just doesn't feel like Christmas, no matter what we do. And odds are we have all been there. I certainly have. Yet we still have our favorite movies at Christmas. It's a Wonderful Life, The Bishop's Wife, or the remake of The Bishop's Wife, The Preacher's Wife with Whitney Houston. Or TV specials like A Charlie Brown Christmas. Thank you again, Asia. Or favorite holiday songs that we all have for this time of year. I love the music of A Charlie Brown Christmas. That works for me. Anytime I hear Christmas Time is Here, or Linus and Lucy, or any of those, there's the Christmas bug. Thank you guys, band, for giving us some Charlie Brown music as a prelude today to start the Christmas service. But another song that I deeply, deeply love at this time of year, no matter where I am, what state of mind I'm in, is Mary Did You Know? But only if it's sung by Marianne.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you've delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would calm a storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you've kissed your little baby, then you've kissed the face of God. Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know the blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again?
midst of one of those years. Thank you, Marianne. And how could Mary know? After what she went through, she was still a virgin. But pregnant, seriously. And imagine a nice Jewish girl, young, 9 months pregnant, riding an ass across the desert. She was certainly in no condition to go tell it on a mountain. That was left to all the devices of others. Carl Jung said the whole point of Jesus' life was not that we should become exactly like him, but that we should become ourselves in the same way he became himself. Jesus was not the great exception, but was the great example. Christmas is not a celebration to honor an event that happened to just one person so long ago. It's a story about the birth of that holy child within all of us. Christmas is a happening. It's an event. It's a celebration. It's a quickening of the power of joy in our lives. It is a happening of our mind and our heart and spirit as we once again create a loving environment in which the new birth can take place in us, the holy birth. The true meaning of Christmas is that we remember the Christ in us. The true meaning of Christmas is that we remember the Christ in us. Jesus said, "You are the light of the world." Well, the entire universe is celebrating your birth on this planet. Take that in. The entire universe is celebrating your birth on this planet. And we are all joyously awaiting the presence of your light. I'd like to once again borrow words from Unity's poet laureate, James Dillard Friedman. My prayer for you this Christmas: may there always be room in your heart for divinity to find a birthing place. May you be holy as the angels were, faithful as the shepherds were, humble as the cattle were, wise as the wise men were. May you have the compassion Mary had and the understanding Joseph had. And may the blessing of the Christ child be yours, not because of his birth night long ago, but because his love is born in you today. And he's calling now. And so it is. And let's prepare for meditation with these thoughts, these truths. Let's take a breath and feel the peace in your heart. Peace, peace, peace on earth and goodwill to men. This is a time for love. This is a time for joy. Now let us all sing together of peace, peace, peace on earth. Let us join together in singing Silent Night. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round about Virgin Mother and Child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. We're going to know this one more time together. Peace, peace, peace on earth, and God's will to all His promises are done. This is our time. Now let us sleep in heavenly peace. Oh, sleep in heavenly peace. Now let's know it one more time. A little more gently, a little softer. As we prepare to go in. Silence peace, pulsing earth, and all is wild, all is this is a time for knowledge. This is a time for sleep is heavenly together. Sleep in heavenly peace. Peace, peace on earth.
I invite you to take a breath as we prepare for some time apart. Free your laps if you're able to, and allow your chair to support you. We have been reminded today that each of us is the light of the world. One of our daily word readings states, the Christ birth within the rebirth isn't just about what happened over 2,000 years ago, but it's a right now thing. The rebirth is happening now. With every inhalation and exhalation, every conscious thought, we can choose rebirth, choose newness, choose to be light, choose to embrace the expression of divine love that each of us has been created to be. As we take a breath, we feel the gratitude for knowing this truth, that it is a choice. We can choose to remember, choose to know that our essence, our divinity is not lost. as we tap into our heart space, as we bridge that gap between head and heart, it is a choice. We can choose to embrace the joy that we have been created to be. We can choose to embrace the faith and possibilities of good unfolding in our lives. We can choose to be an expression of divine peace that we have been created to be, not just in this season of joy, love, peace, hope, and faith, but every day. Each day we can begin anew. We can release what no longer serves us and choose to be the light. In any and every circumstance we find ourselves in whatever company we find ourselves in, we are blessed with the gift of choice, and we can choose a different way if the current way is not serving us. What a blessing. And if this is new for you, or it feels difficult to embrace love and peace and joy and hope, we can also choose to be willing to be that expression. The willingness in our spirit, in our heart, will guide us step by step to the manifestation of the unfolding of the experience of love and peace and joy and hope and faith. So as we prepare for a moment of silence, whatever is your choice, whatever is your prayer, whatever it is that you feel you've got to step into that may not feel like Christmas, embrace that feeling and know that it is okay right where you are right now. It is okay. And no matter what, our Christ essence is always alive in us when we choose a conscious thought. In this silence, we embrace love, peace, faith, hope, and joy. It takes but a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, to choose.
Is what you
Everyone got your affirmation? Yes? That's your special Christmas affirmation. Mine says, now is the best time. Let's know that together. Now is the best time. Well, why not? You know, I said earlier, Mary was in no condition to go tell it on a mountain. But you know who is? They are. And so is Dakota McLeod. Let's go tell it on a mountain. Thank you, Dakota. Thank you, Voices in Unity, for all that you continually give to us. Thank our band. Brian, Clyde, Ray, Spiritus, Adrian, Rio, Marianne, Tony. Thank you again, Asia. Come on. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, all of you. Kathy, how would you feel about me calling on you right now to give us a little closing, wrap it up prayer for Christmas? Because you are good. Patty's going to pray us up. Thank you. Thank you for being willing.
So let's take a breath before we leave this space. Just feel the gratitude for all the amazing messages and reminders that we received today. For all the love and joy that is flowing in this space. We take it with us when we leave Symphony Space and continue to let the love and peace and joy flow through us out to everyone we meet. Let it go beyond the confines of this borough of Manhattan, into all the boroughs, into all the city and all the state and across, and let our thoughts of well wishes, of peace and love and joy go through space and transcend time. And over the next week, as we close out this year after Christmas and begin to move into another one, let us consciously choose to keep this spirit of love and joy and peace flowing, and the hope for knowing not only our divinity, but the divinity of each and every being on this planet. No matter what is displayed, we know the truth, that the very essence of each of us and everyone is good, because we are created out of good and out of love, the love and good of our Creator. We are so thankful for knowing this truth. And through the gift of memory, we can go back, we can look at our programs, we can go online, and we can remember Christ is born in us. Together, let us know our prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. Amen. And so it is. Thank you for joining together today. And thank you on Facebook for joining us this morning. We're so grateful for you. And I'm grateful that the universe is celebrating the birth of each and every one of you. And some of you dedicated these beautiful poinsettias, and you may find yours with your name on it after the service. And Kathy, prayer chaplains today. I'll bet that's a yes, because Kathy's gone. She's ready to pray. There are chaplains, prayer chaplains ready to pray with you following the service. And today we're going to do something a little different. Instead of ending with, let there be peace on earth, which we continue to affirm and know and declare, We need a little joy in this world right now too, don't we? Let's stand and sing Joy to the World. Joy